Welcome back, boxing fans, and in particular ex-strongman boxing fans, i.e. for Bjornnson. So as we know, or we may not know, Friday just passed. Hafthor had his second fight against Simon Vallily of the UK. And obviously this was a replacement, like I mentioned in a previous video. Godly Strong was meant to fight Hafthor originally, but Simon stepped in last minute and luckily was able to give us a good fight. Obviously, Simon's been a pretty big guy, weighed over 110 kilos for the weigh-in. So obviously nothing in comparison to Hafthor, still in, the high 150s in kilos, that is. So, but irregardless, this was an actual proper heavyweight fight. Simon is a heavyweight and cruiserweight boxer, or has been in his professional career. He's a little bit older, 35 now, so obviously, he's probably at the end of his career. But it's good exposure for him, and the good thing about him, he's a proper fighter. He's a proper boxer. He's a professional fighter. So has some good stats you can see up here, and was a good test for Hafthor, because Hafthor, let's face it, in his first exhibition fight, Stephen Ward, it was it was David versus Goliath, basically. So this boxing fight was set in Dubai at the Conrad Hotel again, just like it was for the first time against Stephen Ward, and it was scheduled for 4 rounds. And as we know, there's not allowed to be any KOs. So obviously, Simon, who's known for being a bit hot-headed, he had to be very cool, but ultimately he knew he was there for a paycheck as well. I don't think he was there for free, put it that way, and he had to keep his cool. So here's the guys obviously entering. There was a crowd there, not a massive crowd, but obviously still much better than the first one for obviously the boxers. A lot more to get them pumped up and going by hearing friends and family and other fans there to get them going. So that was obviously good to see, and it makes it a little bit more normal. So obviously this fight is in the build-up for the final fight now. This is his last fight before the massive fight in Las Vegas later this year, September the 18th, for the heaviest boxing weight history, which is obviously against Eddie Hall. So anyway, first round, let's take a little analysis on that. Naturally, like any boxing fight, professional or not, opponents are always going to be cautious one another. You'll see that Thor very often just stays on the back foot. He's always backing away. He's never really going into Simon. A pretty boring first round. Not much happened really. Just testing each other out, really sizing one another up. And obviously Simon, he admitted, the guy's a big guy. He's awkward to work with because of his size and weight. Got close to the end of that first opening round. Valilly did as he said he would, and he started to test Thor, and his chin in particular, with a nice couple left hooks. So obviously straight away he was showing Thor that he meant business, even though it's an exhibition match. He wasn't going to just, dance around him and give him little baby digs here and there. The guy can hit, obviously. He's a heavy guy. So anyway, in the second round, Simon managed to land a solid left hook. And as you see here, it really knocked Thor back. He proper staggered. He did take it well, to be honest. And however, another left hook sent him tumbling backwards, but obviously Thor managed to regain composure. It was good to see that someone can actually hurt Thor. Just because he's big doesn't mean he's got muscle on that chin. Remember, he's not a boxer, he's not seasoned, he's not conditioned for it. He may be a big guy, but it doesn't matter how big you are, you can knock bigger people down than you. So Simon did well there, some nice little hits there and whatnot. For as we go into the second round, towards the end, as you can see, still backing off a bit, but he does manage to actually knock Simon down here. But the ref calls on that occasion that it was not knocked down. It was just the legs were caught catching on one another, or tangling of the legs. So obviously that was the first actual not knockdown, but the first person to go down. So Simon was the first, and that was from a nice left hook from Thor as well. But even though both of those hits were given as no knockdown or no serious threat, it's nice to see basically both of them being tested, and Simon wasn't going easy on him. And to be honest, Thor was starting to show that he meant business as well. He wanted to kind of show some dominance in terms of his strength and power and size. However, in this third round that we're now watching, Simon actually got the knockdown, but it was not classed as knockdown again. So it wasn't very clear from the actual camera angle whether this came from the shot or from another trip. But irregardless, as soon as Hafthor was knocked down, so you see it here, he's straight back up his feet. So I think it was more of the feet, because you know, Simon can hit hard, and if he got him clean, I don't think he would have got up so quickly. After this, Thor started to, you know, basically start swinging his arms quite randomly. I think in an attempt to hurt Simon, but you know, he wasn't really causing him any problems. You know, Simon was moving around him, no problem, feinting him quite a lot, taunting him quite a lot, lifting the arms over his head, not having his guard up, because he knew at the end of the day that they weren't allowed to really hurt one another, and he was confident. You could see Simon was not to say arrogant, but definitely confident in his ability against Thor. He wasn't put off by his size at all. Towards the end of the round, Thor managed to get Simon to the ground again, but yet again it was not ruled as a knockdown, but he was down twice. So, you know, irregardless whether it was a hit or not, he did manage to hurt him a little bit, I'd say. But you know, neither of them, from what I saw from their faces after, they didn't look like they really hurt much, to be honest. But what I did like was that this one showed more indicators and signs of what we could potentially expect with Eddie and Thor. Now, obviously, we know it's not an exhibition match, and there won't be the rules that are on this fight and the previous one. And let's face it, I think we all know that Thor's going to take everything he's learnt and just purely go on instinct and go at him, because Eddie's definitely not going to hold back. I think Eddie's going to try and just go for him full pelt like a ball in China shop and try and knock him out in the first round. So obviously the final round, you know, they're both obviously clearly tied from the first 3 rounds. So not really much happened. They pretty much just hugged each other, chilled out. And yeah, there was not much more to say from the 4th round. But the second and third round were interesting. Definitely some good hits here and there. Here's a little review, a few clips of all the rounds actually. So you can see a bit of hugging going on there. But some nice hits, some good body shots. I will say Thor has improved. I don't think he's improved significantly, but he definitely has proved that he's taking it very seriously, training really hard, very focused, dedicating it to, you know, he's saying this is what he's dedicating his life to right now, nothing more. The weights are just there to help him. He's not a powerlifter or strongman anymore, and fair play to him. So I respect the fact that he's going for it. Do I think he needs another fight? Yes, I think one more fight might do him good, because, you know, we're not really seeing what Eddie's actually up to. Eddie could be just showing stuff he wants to and keeping stuff back. And I think, you know, it's hard to say I like Thor, but I do think Eddie, even though he's not had any fights, I think he's just a bit of a natural brawler, you know, more of a potential better fighter. Now, I know it's not going to be a street fight, but because they've got gloves and rules and whatnot, because it's in the boxing domain, but I do think that Eddie is going to really hurt him. I think Thor needs to have another fight, but we'll see. I doubt it's going to happen. He said it's his last one now. It is going to be the last one until Thor, but I mean, it's a couple of months, so they could squeeze one in, but we'll see if Core Sports Worlds entertain that idea, or even if Thor suggests it. We don't know. But well done, chaps. Great fight. Definitely better than the first one. Still a bit boring, obviously, in some ways, because you weren't allowed to knock each other out, but it was nice to see some actual aggression and people being hit down and whatnot, irregardless of, like I said, whether it's tripping or not. At the end, obviously Hafthor, you can see he's really happy with his performance, talking to the camera and obviously to the announcer. But here he's promising to Eddie that, you know, I'm going to knock you out in September, so you better be ready. You need to start fighting some people, because a bit of sparring with people, in his opinion, who aren't up to scratch is not good enough. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about that fight. Did you enjoy it, or what were the cons of that? And your predictions for the Eddie and Hafthor fight in September. Do you think Eddie's going to smash him like he says he's going to, as easily as he says? Or do you think Hafthor's going to actually really challenge Eddie? So let me know in the comment section below, guys and girls. I hope you liked today's video. If you did and you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing and like and share. So guys, until next time, I'll see you soon. Amigo and Finis, signing out.